Hey everybody, it's Michael Golzmane here back with you today. This is another clearing video in our series of us being able to co-create, to participate in global transformation. Now we're doing that through the power of, I simply call it prayer, but it's not prayer in the ordinary sense that we might be used to or may have been taught. It's prayer that's actually getting an immediate result rather than waiting for someone to respond or answer. The prayer that gets the immediate result is when we are able to enter a spiritual state of connection with Spirit, and we're able to become and open into the change within that space. And in that sense, prayer is always instantaneously answered as a response from our own inner witness with Spirit. What I've just said in the first minute of this video probably could be talked about for hours or weeks, but I'm not going to get into that so much now. This video today is all about helping to heal and clear blocks individually and collectively around the divide between the masculine and feminine. Let me take a look at my notes here. We're going to be working with patriarchy, suppression of the divine feminine, imbalance between those particular energies, not just in the physical, but in our own energy systems, and restoring more balance. Now, this work alone, of course, is not the only work that needs to be done. We need to address these issues socially, emotionally, physically, globally, individually, all of this. So we're focusing this, though, on the spiritual energy behind this. So a teacher of mine once said that in order to have this experience being in this human body, being in this physicalized space, we had to emphasize one polarity over another. We had to emphasize kind of the external five sense reality rather than the internal or spiritual reality. And that's part of our learning, growth, and experience here in the physical plane. So in this clearing, we're not just talking about men and women as maybe distinct biological differences. There, we're not talking about that necessarily. We are referencing that, though. We're also talking about as an energetic component, and what gets lost in this division or this emphasis of the masculine, even beyond emphasis of the masculine. We see tremendous amounts of what's called toxic masculinity happening in our world today. It's simply exacerbating that imbalance in our world. And so we see throughout societies in the world as well that women have been, in many institutions, women have been systematically suppressed from roles of leadership. This is all part of the isness of our experience here in the earth plane, but it is out of balance. For us to come back into harmony globally and individually, we need to have individually, because these masculine and feminine polarities exist within each of us. We also need to have it within our communities, society, institutions in the world, more of a harmony and more of a balance with the positive qualities, working in harmony with both ends of this polarity. So we could talk much more about that. There's many things I'm not able to really say and include in this, but just know, as you continue to follow this video, we're going to be entering into a clearing space now, and you're going to be receiving a clearing yourself, because I just said we each hold these masculine and feminine energies within each of us. It's yin and yang, and it's within everything. It's part of creation. It's part of spirit. But at the same time, you and I, by doing this video, by you watching it, by me helping to facilitate it, we are entering into a co-creative space where we're going to be able to send this energy out into the collective. A lot of the global challenges and problems we're having now is a result of the issues that are being addressed in the topics of these videos. And so we can use this spiritual clearing work to bring something to the collective, whether people are aware of receiving the work or not. So let's do that now. Let's get into the work. So you can continue to watch me, or you can close your eyes if you'd like to. I'm going to begin to bring in an energetic facilitation now. So you may begin to feel it where you are. I'm just going to ask to make sure to include you, to surround and protect both of us individually and collectively in a shield of love, light, and protection now. I'm just kind of sort of moving my hands here as I tap into this kind of embedded energetic facilitation that's happening here. There's many different requests, techniques, styles of working that are embedded in this work here that I'm not necessarily having to say. So let's help to open this space, starting with you and me. We're helping to open this space and get us more realized in our connection and oneness in spirit. This is how it begins. I would say this is how transformation begins, prayer begins, is that we really establish our connection. We're always connected, we're always plugged in. We may not always feel that though. So take a few breaths. If you're willing to receive this energy, the energy is starting to really increase. If you're willing to receive it, I want you to simply inhale the feeling, the sound of this video. Or you can even say, I receive, I'm open. Many of you don't even have to say that because just by watching, you're indicating that you're already open. And so we're also making the intention now that the work that we do here is now sent out to the collective, to wherever we're going to work within the collective consciousness in this protected space that we're in now. And we can do that. That's the power of intention, prayer, and spirit being everywhere. So we're going to ask first for a clearing and healing around the masculine-feminine divide. We're going to ask for, we don't even necessarily have to say more than that, the root causes, the reasons, the issues involved individually. In every gradation of society, the polarities may be imbalanced in various ways. Not absolutely everywhere, but for the most part. And this, as I said earlier, is indicative of the more externalized, the more overt, what we might call the masculine energy. Nothing wrong with that energy, but when we only emphasize it or when it becomes more, even greater polarization involved, it becomes really, really imbalanced. You notice when the male polarity gets overemphasized, we're no longer concerned about things like the Earth's survival. We're no longer concerned about taking care of people. That brings in more of the feminine energy, not just women, the feminine energy within all of us. So we're asking for clearing within the collective now. You're going to feel this within yourself also. Remember, as you receive the clearing, you are also helping me and helping Spirit to send this work out to the collective. Now we're asking now, gender conflict. This is one of the subtopics here on a global issue. We're asking here for conflict taking place within the zeitgeist, within individuals, these polarities, masculine and feminine energy. We're asking for a clearing around patriarchy that can become very toxic. Why we even have a word like that that emphasizes these individuals are in control or power only because of their sex or because of their gender. I don't really know why we have that, but again, it's the emphasis of the superiority of the masculine polarity, which it is simply not that. It's like saying yang is superior to yin. They are both necessary and aspects of the same thing. We're asking for clearing around suppression of the divine feminine, right? Divine feminine is where all healing work ultimately comes from. Restoration work. It's where repair work, it's where replenishment work comes from. We're asking for resolution here. I often think and say that in order to get established as a sort of unconscious institution in our world, the first step is always to disempower the feminine, to disempower women. And you see this kind of across the board in a lot of institutions. And so we don't want that anymore. It does not serve even men, does not serve to have this suppression of power, of energy, of idea. Now we're asking here also, internalized misogyny and misandry. We're asking this hatred. We're asking to help clear, to resolve imbalance, sexual shaming, gender shaming, imbalance between also other ways of talking about masculine and feminine energy, imbalance in logic and intuition. As I've just been mentioning, all of the different ways of talking about the polarities, we're asking for clearing, healing at the root, the zeitgeist, the paradigm, individually and collectively. Begin to notice, as you breathe, as you relax, as you receive, you are also, just by your presence in this video, you're helping to hold and anchor that space for the collective. And our intention here is to restore the sacred union within and between all beings. This helps us to restore more of the unity. This helps us to restore more acceptance, more harmony, more balance within ourselves and within our society. If our body is imbalanced in the masculine, this can often, in a sort of toxic way, this can often come forth as a lot of heat. This can come forth as blood pressure issues, come forth as, toxic food environments that are only for greed, that they're made. So, and feminine principle there, returning to the earth, coming back to nature, letting ourselves be cooled with from the excessive heat that may come through. So we're asking for all components now, for us individually and collectively, that are available right now for clearing, for resolution. We may not even know how to name them. We're asking for clearing, for resolution now around masculine and feminine, healing, restoration. Let's just continue to hold this space. The energy is still really moving. Clearing, resolving. Know that we're not forcing this work upon anyone, that this simply energy goes into immediately, without any sense of space or time, goes immediately into receptivity of the higher self of each individual and the collective energy field, and is received at some level, and people can then choose to bring it into their energy system or not, but it goes and has a very powerful effect. Now, this may be affecting you in ways that you didn't realize initially. The topic of this clearing may seem like, well, I don't know how that would directly affect me, but you may be having a feeling, a shift in awareness. That's what all clearing work does. Karma clearing work, such as I facilitate, it really works to bring us back into a connection with wholeness anyway, whatever the topic might be. So I always say that topics are always good for everyone. We're never going to clear too much on something and throw you out of balance. That's not the way it works. So we're asking in this moment, there's just more that wants to come through. We're asking in this moment to begin the final infinite clearing process, to clear any blocks to receptivity we or anyone else has to this work, to clear any programs within us that may be causing potentially the recreation of what we have just cleared. We're asking that it be made permanent within us individually and within the collective. Let's seal that energy field in now. I'm going to stop the energetic transmission. I'm going to place my hands over my lower abdomen. I encourage you to do that if you can. And bring your attention down to your lower abdomen. When you bring your mind and your attention there, it helps to anchor the energy and ground it back into the physical body. This is very important. So after these clearings, any clearing you do or any meditation you do, anything that involves expansion of energy, I encourage you to maybe even go for a short walk if you can do that. Do something physical to help circulate and anchor the energy back in the body. First thing you can do, hands over the lower abdomen, right around the navel area, and just breathing and bringing the energy down. You can stay here for several minutes or longer as you feel like you need to. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Continue watching this series. I have 10 topics planned. Today's topic was topic 6. So you can find the previous videos of this right here on YouTube. Again, my name is Michael Golzmane. My website is clearandconnect.com. It is linked right below this YouTube video. If you want to get in touch with me, you can feel free to comment, or you can go to my website, write me a message. You can also get access to ongoing group energy clearings every Friday. and over 400 past group clearings that are on my site that are all energetically potent right now, even if they were recorded years ago. And I'm also available for individual clearing work to customize something just for you. So feel free to be in touch, friends. Love to hear from you. Till next time, peace and blessings to you. Bye-bye.